So another type of diagrams which we are going to quickly look at is the bubble diagram, and as the name suggests, we are going to use a series of bubbles or circles which represent the spaces that we want to design. So based on the size of the program, the circle is different in size, and if you are using a block or a square instead of a circle, we can call that a block diagram, and they are pretty much the same. A block diagram or a bubble diagram is pretty much the same, and normally we use it when we want to show the functionality of the spaces and spatial relationships. So when we want to look at the programs, normally we are going to use that. And as we discussed in the session, we are getting those circles according to the brief, according to the programs that the brief asks us to do. So normally what we have got is a series of programs in the brief, and according to that we need to design a place to sleep, so let's call it bed, a place to work, a designated entrance, so if you have entrance or threshold, and a place to eat, so if you want to call it a kitchen or you want to call it a dining, so we can call this one a dining kitchen. We can call this one a threshold. A place to rest, so you want to call it a living room. We need a place to store things, so store or storage, and obviously the circulation. So if you have got these programs, we're going to draw a circle for each of these according to the dimension, according to the size. For instance, we are going to, maybe the place that you rest, the living space, is the biggest circle. The storage probably is the smallest. Circulation, we don't know yet, so we are going to just put it there. Depends on the arrangement. So a place to eat, entrance or a threshold, a place to work, and a place to sleep. So if you've got these, so if you put these ones as a series of a sequence of spaces through a linear arrangement. So next step, we are going to look at the relationship between these spaces and see which space should go where. And we are going to look at the circulation as well and how we connect these spaces. So transforming these bubbles into a more complex network rather than these linear arrangements here. So if you say a place to sleep, if we go maybe there, and the place to work, so if you say we need this connection from this space, which is work, to this one, which is sleep, or let's call it sleep, or bed, sleep, and we need a place to eat, let's say, so that is the place to eat. Don't worry about the dimensions or the size of these circles for now, but relatively keeping it to the dimensions that we have got in the brief. Maybe the entrance there, so we call that entrance. And the biggest space was the living room or the place to rest, so let's call that rest, or you can call it living. And we said we need a storage space to store, and we can see that we need that relationship between that kitchen, or we can call this one kitchen, and the living space, and we need some storage here for or dressing, if you like, dressing for the bedroom or the place to sleep, and probably some storage for the work area and for the kitchen. So if we start thinking about this and the entrance, so if you start thinking about this one as a series of connected networks, network of spaces, then we can start thinking that this actually might not work the way that we want it. So we start rearranging these so that, for instance, the sleep area here, and maybe the store can be in between. So the store to be there, so, or the dressing if you like. So we can call this store or dressing area. And the bedroom or the place to sleep next to the store, and probably we need that connection with the work area. So if you've got that and this, and then we are going to maybe look at the place to eat or the kitchen or the dining to be here. So we are kind of changing these bubbles around. So you call it eat, because this probably this relationship is more important for us here. Thinking about this relationship being the more important one. So if you say rest or living, and this relationship is where we want to emphasize on, and probably moving the entrance. Either, I mean, we could try both. We could try the entrance to be there, maybe entrance, and that the circulation area. Maybe we can add the servicing or the toilet, and we can add utility. And this space is probably the utility and the toilet area there. And then we can start thinking about, okay, the service areas are here, there, and there, and there. The main area, the main spaces are these. And we can start color coding these. And this exercise of starting with a linear arrangement and then thinking about the spatial relationships, transforming the linear arrangement into a series of networks, and then we end up with a kind of a densely packed arrangement. And then we can put a tracing paper and see how we can improve these spatial relationships and spatial adjacencies here by perhaps looking to relocate the living area or the rest area to here. So if we call it living or rest. And then if we put the sleep area here, so thinking about kind of dividing this into two, and the circulation to remain where, the main circulation to be where it is at the minute. So putting the sleep area here, so we are just going to look how it works. And then the storage, looking at this, the storage and the link between sleep, work and eat. So we said the storage is mainly used for dressing or for storing work items. So if we put the work here, so work, the place to work, place to sleep, and the storage to come here, store. And this emphasis on eating and resting or living connection. So we can put the dining and eat area here. So eat or eating area or dining area. So we call that a place to eat, a place to rest. And we said that this connection was very important, that link, and this link between the store and the sleep area and the working station. And probably the entrance, I'm going to move it here, so the entrance to be moved there, and we're going to leave that circulation there. The utility can be there because the utility is used for the kitchen or the eating space. So if you call that utility. And also we've got the toilet. So this arrangement is starting to play for me better in terms of all these relationships that I started to think about. And then now I can put another tracing paper and turn this to a block diagram or a schematic drawing. So I'm going to put a tracing paper there. I'm going to look at this to see if that is going to work for me. I'm again not going to commit to any of these for now because I'm schematically and diagrammatically thinking about that. And this is the sleep. This is the dining area. And the dining area can be kind of connected, as we said, to the living area or the rest area. And then we've got the work place, a place to work. So we've got work, eat, rest, sleep. And the storage here can be maybe linked so that becomes more of a dressing storage and then becomes a work storage. So if you say this is the storage, okay, so I'm just transferring all the information from that bubble diagram to draw this schematic plan. This is the entrance, so N-E-N, entrance. So we've got the entrance, we've got the utility, and the utility can be kind of linked to the kitchen or the dining, and the toilet is there. So WC utility, and this is the entrance. So kind of schematically, I think looking at that bubble diagram and these steps that we have taken from these series of rooms or spaces outlined in the brief, and this is an imaginary brief, so it's not your studio brief, and then we have started thinking about putting them in a linear arrangement according to the size of the rooms or the space. The bubbles are different, showing different sizes, and then these important relationships to indicate the next step where we put things more densely to create this space. And again, we have done some changes from that step to these, and then we've come to this schematic drawing of the plan of this building through diagrams. So all these diagrams can have annotations and a bit of a text next to it to say why you have chosen to relocate or rearrange some of these spaces. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this block diagram, dividing this square and then basically tracing over what I've got here, but this time what is important for me to show those relationships. And again, what I've got here is a kind of a grid system, which I know now it works for me. We've got this connection and this connection, because this is the work and this is the sleep. We've got the rest, we've got the eat and the utility, and this is the WC, this is the entrance, and that's the threshold, and we've got this link which at the beginning we wanted here, and this is the store, and this is the circulation and the entrance. Let's put it as part of the circulation, and these are the main spaces, major spaces, and these ones are of the service areas.